Well, well, well. So, some of you have been asking why I'm not on Facebook that much anymore, and I'm sure you've noticed. That's the ice, by the way, for my injuries that the manager brought me. I was like, wow, that looks really pretty, actually. I know. That's part of the artist in me. I see beauty even in this madness. Hold on one second. Bear with me. Uh, well, well, well. All right, so, those that have been following my story, you know that Johnny and I deal with a lot of threats, harassment, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm sure it's random, but check it out. After we've talked to the police many times about being stalked and harassed, and we decided we're going to go take a break, and a very dear lady who's just a sweetheart, wanted to meet me. She had a jacket for me because my jacket got stolen recently, and she had a jacket she didn't want, and it's pretty cold right now. Anyway, Johnny always, hold on, I'm sorry, this boring video, sorry. Sorry, I look terrible. Johnny always goes with me. It drives me crazy. He's always like, well, how come every time I don't go with you, something really bad happens or whatever? And I was like, oh, Johnny, you're overreacting. Let me go to the bathroom by myself. And I couldn't believe it. I'm walking to the bathroom. I don't feel good today. I've had a lot of bad news, and I'm just trying to endure it all. And this huge Arnold Schwarzenegger looking guy, huge He-Man wannabe, knocks me across the wall. I'm like, excuse me. Look, can you see that? Then I have a bruise. Can you see my elbow? Oh. Then I have a bruise somewhere I can't show you, okay? I'm like, excuse me, sir. And he gave me a look to kill. Oh, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And so I'm sitting there, and I know Johnny can have a temper when people mess with me. So I was a little afraid to tell Johnny, and I was like, Johnny, some guy just knocked me across the wall before we even ordered anything. And Johnny's like, where is he? And then the manager's like, wow, well, I don't want to get into all of it, but they looked in the camera, they see him, they're like, well, do you want to call the police? And I'm like, actually, no, not really, because every time I call the police, they pretty much treat me like the criminal and never do anything. Y'all know it's true. And, it's funny because, like I told this person, oh, it doesn't matter how many crimes are caught live or, on camera, and I never get justice, so why even worry myself and upset myself? So I don't know if I made a bad choice. I didn't make a police report. There's witnesses. They said if I wanted to, they would validate that, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So you can see how tired I look. I've been writing some music off the subject, and it's been giving me a little bit of insomnia. And then I have a family member very, very ill. And, whatever. It's just been pretty rough. And I've been averaging for about 5 days, maybe 3 hours sleep a night. I'm kind of like my dad in the sense that when he wrote music, he would write at night, when everything was quiet. And my dad, Mark Sharon, wrote some really beautiful hit songs in his early days. And he died young after living with severe brain damage from being mugged. And I thought I wanted to carry on his music and, la 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 la. And I don't know how I went from a national makeup artist to then kind of this independent journalist, whistleblower, whatever. I mean, they've put me on radio calling me a whistleblower before. I was given a whistleblower number. I was told it was the Obama Protection Whistleblower Act. Look, in my world, I never know if people are hacking and playing with me. I've talked to people and then later found that it was hackers controlling my phone. So I do have to be careful with people stating they're who they are. I've talked to lawyers thinking I was talking to lawyers, and then they're like, we never talked to you. I had an hour conversation on the phone with you. Swear we've never talked. I'm dealing with major cyberbullying, major hacking. The police say the reports are missing, that I got to make them all over again. And I'm like, look, this is so same old, same old. Welcome to the world of being targeted. Johnny and I have been having it pretty rough. Let's not sugarcoat this. Really rough. What's happened is ever since his first robbery, assault where he's given black eye and busted forehead, he's clearly being targeted over me. And then that horrible assault we dealt with, oh my God. Sorry, y'all. My ribs hurt from being thrown against the wall. Anyway, it's hard to say what was on purpose. All I know is I was walking in the bathroom and this, huge man, alarmingly huge, all I know is I knocked across the floor and into the wall and I almost fell, but the wall obviously kept me from falling. That's kind of normal in my world. So Johnny's like, my God, I can see you're telling the truth, and why the hell are you not getting help? Well, Johnny, Texas is that corrupt. They're that corrupt. Johnny has witnessed at least 6, 7 reports vanishing that we made together. He witnessed me going to a detective showing her thousands of threats and harassment. And that was in Harris County, Houston, Texas. The reports don't exist. The lady never called us back. Sorry about my voice. It's weird, when I got knocked against the wall, it had changed my voice. I told the manager, that's inflammation. I'm not stupid. That's inflammation. My poor neck's been through so much. Remember, I was strangled about this time last year, right? Jesus. Yeah, isn't that weird? In about 2 weeks, it'll be about the time that I was strangled last year. And that changed my voice, so I kind of quit singing. And now I'm trying to write music, and I'm just like, what am I doing? How do you make sense of the senseless? I miss my arts, I miss my home. More importantly, I miss my daughter. I try to deal with stress through artistic creations, but I'm using cheap phone now after our phones were stolen again, and it doesn't have the little cool app that I had, and it doesn't really have a lot of memory. So I used to do a lot of graphic arts, and that's the way I cope. Like right now I'm in a lot of pain, and I started writing a poem, and Johnny's like, what are you doing? So I wrote this song I finished it, and it's literally about CPS. But what makes it kind of cool is you think it's a love story, maybe between a man or a woman. It could be mother and child. It could be, it could be anything, sister and brother. Really, the way I did it, it could be anything. And I do have some people saying they're interested, but look, I've had so many false promises, and so remember Texas promising me all that money and victim assistance and witness protection if needed after I blew the whistle on some dirty cops. Did it with Public Integrity Unit and Internal Affairs and, Attorney General's Office, Ken Paxton. Look, I'm at the point where I'm like, these people are going to kill me with corruption. I have to make a choice. Okay, first I have to decide if I'm going to make it work with Johnny, who, my God, would take a bullet for me and do anything for me, and I would for him as well. But remember, he's never met my daughter, who I haven't seen in 9 years, who was viciously taken on fraud and perjury and things I'm too tired to get into. But it was such a scam, and Johnny has looked at he's talked to witnesses, he's looked at my evidence, he knows I'm absolutely innocent, no doubt in his mind. But I have to decide how far I'm going to go, because now Johnny's being strung along. He has a broken hand from an assault where he had to protect himself. The hand got injured. Then he hit something, upset. after the guy already messed up his hand and tried to rob him again. And it's just, it's gotten to the point where, you know, people are like, well, why don't you two get jobs? Well, every time we've had jobs, we've been messed with or not been paid for our work, or, you know, I don't even want to get into all of it. Sorry if I sound cranky, y'all. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm being rude, and I don't mean to sound rude. I'm just really overwhelmed. You know, I'm someone who doesn't show my emotions that much. If you look at my publicity and all the radio I used to do, only one time was crying out of all the radio, one time. I kind of hold everything in, but the way you know is getting to me is because I'll get real sick. I'll just get so sick, I'll end up in the hospital or the ER, whatever, and I kind of feel like I'm getting there. So, you know, twisting my ankle and hurting my neck today and having bruises on me and a bruised rib cage kind of set me back in time, and time is not on my side, and, you know, I just can't seem to... I don't want to live in the past, but I can't seem to create a future. And it's just a horrible place to be. I feel like I'm just a prisoner of I don't know what. But, hello. But, you know, this too shall pass, right? I think of Christmas, you know, and the illuminating light that should shine in each and every one of our lives. And that Christmas is about a time where miracles happen. And also, I don't know, it's a confusing time for me. You know, 9 years or whatever without my daughter, almost, and don't celebrate holidays anymore. Now I got Johnny in the picture, who grew up in an orphanage and doesn't have any family. I'm going, God, this is a mess. But I just don't want to have a nervous breakdown. Please help me. Help me, help you. No, help you, help me. Wait, which one? No, I'm kidding. Oh, God, how do I always laugh? You know, one time I went to a therapist about my abuse growing up, and she said, you laugh, you've always done that, and that's your defense mechanism. It's really hard to show emotion because I used to get the crap beat out of me for showing emotion, and I don't even want to get into all that. My childhood was really weird with my mom, and it's just gotten worse, even recently. Horrible, horrible, cruel text messages from my mother, and that's with, you know, I'm not even going to get into it, but people are very upset right now with my mom. I was accused today of calling the police on a family member. I can prove with phone records, of course, that I didn't do it. Plus, they'll have whoever did it on file. And it's because they wanted to do a wellness check on someone who's very, very sick. And my own mother wouldn't do it. And so someone, I guess, decided to do it. But Johnny and I had nothing to do with it. And I get messages from my mom, you idiots, and he's not dying today. Well, yeah, actually he is. And I don't know, God, I shouldn't do a video when I'm this upset. But it's kind of at the point where I've already watched my dad die over her just, I don't even want to get into that, throwing him out on the street because she met a richer man, and my dad getting brutally mugged and never being able to write music again and dying younger than me. And then I got now my only, you know, sibling in really bad shape. And then my grandma, who testified against my mom and was fearful of her. And my mom is such a manipulator, and she has such a way of brainwashing people. I've never seen anything like it. She is the master of just pure deception and really wickedness. I would never leave a family member the way she's decided to leave someone. And, you know, I can't say too much out of respect for him, but I don't know. All I said is, you know what, Mom, you are going to be held responsible because I have all the text messages and I have witnesses that my own brother, okay, now I spilled the beans. I don't care. He's in horrible shape. I mean, could be dead any minute. Yeah, I said it, Mom. She's watching my videos, y'all, and she's like harassing me to the point where I told her I'll get a restraining order. And this is the lady that took my only child. Pure, pure evil. Have not let me see her, and has not let me see her since whatever, 2007 March or whatever it's been. And now, she watched my life get destroyed. She watched her daughter lose everything and get in bad health over all the stress and go homeless over all the setups and, all the money I spent not letting go. And now she's just watching my own brother wither away. And you know what? There, I exposed it. But it's not. It's so much worse than I'm telling. It is so much worse. And I'll tell you what. She destroyed my dad. She destroyed my grandma. She brainwashed my grandma at her old age and talked her into changing her money around that was supposed to be for me. Yeah, I said it. Anita. And now she's left my brother very ill on his last legs. Wouldn't get a court order to help him. Blah, blah, blah. And I didn't do anything, but I got a nasty message accusing me of intervening today. Promise y'all, it wasn't me. Did I reach out for other people to go check on him? Yeah, friends, people he knows, not the police. You think I'm going to call the police for help? Yeah, that's funny. Sure, Mom, I called the police on my own brother. Yeah, right. Like I said, it can all be proven in court if they go that route. But I'll tell you what, someone should be calling someone to help them. The police aren't going to believe me. I mean, they've red flagged me and set me up in this state so bad. I have to keep watching people suffer and die and all the things I've been through, like Felicia Minix and, my closest friend's dead and witnesses dead. And, the police are always like, ma'am, are you on your medicine? Well, why don't we sit down and watch my videos? Next thing I know, I'm being taken against my will to shut down my evidence and still the DA, and nobody will do anything about it. It's absolutely disgusting. Fact. And my mother is behind a lot of it. A lot of it. Sounds far-fetched, right? Who would think a mother could be that wicked? Oh, I don't know. My grandma testified under oath that she said she would take my daughter and make sure I didn't have my home, and it all happened. I had it all. I had the most beautiful daughter working a modeling agency, had more than I should have had probably, and I was blessed, whatever. I hate the word blessed, like I deserve to be blessed and you don't, but I had some extraordinary blessings. I made some wise decisions. I was never a big drinker. I never did, wasn't into drugs, and I didn't have things, wasting my money away, and I chose to spend my money wisely, and my mother resented me for it. She couldn't stand that I had it all. She could not. And her darkness is off the chain. And now it's destroying my brother. And he's angry. He took me completely out of his will because he's like, you can't expose these things. I don't care. I'd rather tell the truth and end up a poor, broke woman than to cover up our family secrets. My brother should tell the truth before his last breath. He should tell the truth about my mom. He has told me so many times the darkness that she put into his life, but he's always been too afraid to go public. And I'll tell you what, I'm very sad that I'm going to lose my brother. There's no if buts about it. He is dying, my only sibling, and he is the key to my story and all the things I've told y'all, the horrible abuse. He could do the right thing and tell the truth, but he's so afraid of my mom that he's not going to do it. And she's watching this video. She's already admitted. They're on my Facebook somehow with fake names, and they're watching a lot of it. And there are rumors. They're behind the cyber stalking, the bullying, and all the other stuff going around. Threats, harassment. You'd have to know my story and then make up your mind. But before you make up your mind, watch the video Disturbed, that she's harassed and threatened me over many times, that I have to pull down everything about her. Well, I'm not going to do it. I've been afraid of her my whole life. I would make up with her because the church would tell me, oh, it's your mother, honor thy parents, and I regret it. I regret it. She took my life. She is beyond evil. She left her only daughter to die, and now she's leaving her only son to die. And that is the truth. She's not going to get away with this. I have tried to help my brother for years, and she called me every name in the book for it. She has refused to do an emergency wellness check on him, and I am almost 2 hours or an hour and a half away with no car. Nor would the police ever listen to me. I would be too afraid to call them anyway. Welcome to my world. If you only knew the viciousness of oh my God, what my own mother has gotten away with. Not only kidnapping my only daughter on complete false allegations, but she has destroyed my dad, my sweet, beloved, gifted dad, hit-writing songwriter dad who raised me in Hollywood, heart of gold. She destroyed him. She destroyed my best friend, my grandma, and now she's destroying and has been destroying my brother. Now he has her, he said, getting everything in his will. Isn't it a little fishy that she won't get him help when my brother owns, may I put it out there? Oh, about $1.5 million in assets and supposedly a huge, life insurance policy, and has told me, poor mom is elderly with your child and she needs everything. And you know, I'm taking a big step here, my friends, because I could have played my brother and tried to take advantage of him while he's dying. He's going to be real upset that that I'm disclosing the truth that he can't even tell on his deathbed. But I'll tell you what, I don't wish harm on anyone, but I told my brother, you're about to meet Grandma, Dad, and all these people we loved in heaven. I hope, and you better tell the truth before you pass away. I'm telling y'all, he is in minutes of passing away. Why would I lie? Have I ever done a video about my brother? Ever, until a couple days ago. He's been sick a long time. I've kept quiet long enough. She's not going to get away with it. She has taken his life. She has taken my life with her abuse and her wicked control and her way to scare everyone to death. I've watched my brother afraid and always worried that he can't impress her over the top. I begged him to get therapy. He wouldn't. She has brainwashed him that she's old and frail and has my daughter and can't afford her and that he should leave her everything. And believe me, he's doing it. And the only reason I'm upset is she doesn't deserve any anything, nice from anyone in the family. And all the good ones are dead. And my brother called me today, really, really angry. Don't be talking about the truth and all this. Well, I'm sorry, bro. You have kept quiet while I haven't seen my daughter in almost a decade. You watched your sister have it all and go homeless. And you, as a grown-up, have made a decision, even sick, to not tell the truth, to not do the right thing. I'm your only sister. And I'm pretty sure you're going to see this video because our horrific mother will upset you and send it to you and lie to you and turn you against me like she did in high school when I got put in another home and you got stuck with her. Now, maybe I shouldn't have left you behind, but you knew what Mom was doing to me and I couldn't stay. I mean, this is a flowers in the attic, almost creepy mommy dearest twist of a little bit of every horror movie you've ever seen with a mother. And I'm on fire because now I'm watching my brother die. I'm sorry, this video just did a complete turnaround. I wasn't going to talk about this. I've been afraid of my mom. So is my brother. He's not going to admit it because he depends on her. She is the most manipulative, scary person I have ever met in my entire life. She's scarier than the people who have harmed me physically for speaking the truth. There's no one in this world that I am more afraid of than my own mother. And I will do a lie detector test to everything I'm saying on this video. Ask her if she will. When we were invited on the Steve Wilkes show years ago, she wouldn't do the lie detector test. I've said it many times, even under oath in court. I wanted her to do one along with the people that committed perjury with her. Well, Another loss in my life. It's not woe is me. It's just a fact. I can't believe I'm still breathing. I can't believe I'm still standing. I can't believe I'm not in a psych ward going batty from all the horrific abuse and all the things I've been forced to watch, because not one cop or no one would help me save my family. Too late for the best ones. Too late for the innocent ones. My brother and I were so close, and he was so sweet, and he was so innocent. And I'm telling you, my mother did a number on him like she's done to my daughter. There's a place for my mom. First, I'd like to see her in jail, and I'd like to sue her and show her what it's like to lose everything. And when my brother's dead, I'm not even going to call you Mom, Anita. I can assure you that you will be seeing a lawsuit from me. You're not going to have me live in fear. You're not going to have me shut up anymore, cover up things, and I'm not going to watch one more person die in our family over your horrific abuse. You did this to Dad. You did it to Grandma. You've done it to me ever since I can remember, and you've done it to Matt too long. I'm afraid of you. I want it on record, my friends. I'm afraid of my mom. I believe she's capable of hiring someone to do something to me, as I've been told for years. That she's been part of a lot of bad things that have happened to me. I believe it. I believe she doesn't care if my brother dies because she's getting everything I'm told in his will. This is a dark human being. My grandma was leaving me a lot. She mysteriously was in her condo when she got sick. We have my grandma on tape saying, "They're making me sick like they did Amy." I swear my life I have it on tape. And not one person helped me, my friends, and my grandma ended up dead. And all the money she was leaving me secretly just vanished. And my mom, who wasn't even in her will, was in her condo in Florida on the water clearing it out, and claims they gave a $78,000 organ that she left me. Because my grandma was really wealthy. Lived a life of very, what I'm saying. She did world tours or travels, world, trip around the world and all that, multiple times. And she had everything, she just lived a very good life. My mother couldn't stand it. When I had my daughter, she said, "Oh, now her money is going to go to you and that girl." I'll do a lie detector test to it, Mom. You were so jealous that I had it all, and you were so jealous that Grandma was going to hook me up. And you were so jealous that my own brother would have had, she has 2 homes, you were so jealous he would have left me something. And you did everything to make sure he stayed sick and brainwashed. Don't be surprised if he dies in the next 48 hours, Mom. I will make sure everyone who cares knows the truth about you. You are a monster. You are a despicable, hateful woman who doesn't deserve Matt or I to call you Mom. You are horrific to Dad, and you're going to be exposed. How dare you take my only child and keep her away from your firstborn only daughter? How many years, Mom? Since 2007 in March. You are a piece of work. How dare you tell me you like Johnny and you see his hand broken and you wouldn't even help him in enormous pain to get his test that he needed. She's vicious. She is monstrous. And I am not going to keep her wicked ways secret any longer. You notice I do very few videos talking about her in detail. Very few. Because I've always been that afraid of her. Ever since I was in high school, she couldn't keep her hands off of me. But she can't abuse me anymore. Johnny will never allow it. He's already had words with her to leave me alone. And we told her we will get a restraining order. As my brother's dying, she has been blowing up my phone, calling me crazy, calling me idiots, Johnny and I idiots, telling us to get a life. And she knows the horrific things I've been through, criminal things, and knows we're both victims of a violent crime only a month ago. And that's all she can say. You idiots. I could tell you stories that would blow your mind. Oh, but you'd love her if you met her. She's really a piece of work. She'll dress perfect. she'll present herself perfect. She'll drive up in her brand new MDX Acura, wearing her David Yurman jewelry, as I used to do. I lived her life. I don't miss it that much. Had the Porsche, had the Lexus, had all the David Yurman jewelry I wanted, had all the designer clothes I wanted. And when I realized I was becoming my mom, I almost vomited. And I don't mind that I lost everything, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I did. Have y'all ever seen me do a video like this? I'm that serious. You mess with my family, first my daughter, then first my dad, then my daughter. Well, me first. Well, I don't know. It's confusing. My dad and I first, then my daughter, then my grandma, and then my brother, actually, ever since I can remember. I'm sad he didn't leave with me in high school. He probably would have had a better life. Very handsome, very artistic, brilliant. But he's barely left his home in 10 years, and I did everything I could to help him. That's all I'm going to say. I won't go to my deathbed feeling guilty because I did everything I could to help my brother. My mom wouldn't. I know I don't think he'll be around even for Christmas. He's younger than me. Not a happy story. And one of these days I hope people call and do something. Reporter, I don't know how. Reporter for, who knows, right? Money and power bought her justice. My stepdad, being appointed by Governor Rick Perry at the time, bought them everything they needed. It was all about their connections. And they were able to take my life away. They were able to have a little girl go without her mommy. That's Texas. Everyone knew. So many people testified against them. Even high school friends to my abuse. Even the people I lived with that was taken out of my home for abuse testified. The daughter, how she found me looking like bruised and starving, I think she said, in the woods, because my mother would kick me out all the time for no reason while she was getting it on with her boyfriend that she later married. The one that was appointed by Rick Perry, yeah. So she's threatened me, I'll never see my daughter if I tell the truth. But the truth is, she hasn't let me see her in almost 10 years. Did you really think she'd ever change? All right, I gotta go. Oh, hey, all right, I'm coming. Sorry, some people I really trust are here. Yeah, it's a hard time. I love y'all. If you don't believe me, then that's your right. It's a crazy story. But I think my eyes show I'm telling the truth. All right, thank y'all. Bye-bye.